Your eyes.
Your eyes.
Communicate with it. Damn. Look at me. Damn. How could you miss that? Activate another attack like that.
See?
You know something? Let it show in your eyes.
Alright, let's go. Now, when you hear action, sir, I want you to count 5. Do you understand? Count 5. So I can have where to cut from.
Yeah. Give like few seconds.
Are you good?
Yeah.
And action.
Hello, my name is Mabel Okoye, aka Mascoteda. I'm the costumier for the movie Jabalata.
Tell them, if they do not change their ways, they will prefer to lock themselves up in their homes for months.
Just look straight into the camera. Not to the camera, but look straight forward and take it. Action.
My name is Emmanuel Eyaba. I'm the director of the movie Jabalata, The Journey to Self-Realization.
Okay, so now how to show that now? Oh, let's go.
Jabalata, the movie. Let me talk about Jabalata, the name Jabalata first. It's a working name for a series of adventure movies that we were working on. And just like you have the Avengers, Endgame, Avengers, all the Avengers, that is how we have Jabalata. So Journey to Self is the first of the many Jabalatas that we are going to see as time goes on. And it kind of sets, it's like the foundation, it kind of sets a lot of premise for the other Jabalata movies to spring from.
Sorry, ma, I didn't hear you come in, ma.
That is because you are daft. Huh? Very daft. Yomi, what do you think we're doing here?
To make money, ma.
You think this place is a charity place or what?
No, ma.
Just last week, how much did you bring in? 300 million.
Yes, ma.
But a mere copper brought in 30 billion for the account.
Mama, that is Davido's account, though. That's Davido's account.
Will you shut up?
Mama, I'm still working on Don Jazzy's account. I can assure
Yomi,
you.
I have had it up here with all your excuses. Okay?
It's a story of 3 friends who have various issues in their personal lives and decides to find ways to ease off and ends up finding themselves in an extenuating situation that eventually leads them to self-discovery. That is why it's called Journey to Self. These friends, the character is played, they are played by, you have Yomi, that is played by Chuks Chikes. Yomi is having issues with his immediate manager. He's an investment banker. Jeff has issues with his sit-in girlfriend who has practically come to live with him as a wife. She nags him every now and then, and he practically has no peace of mind. And Chike, who is the third of the trio, is more or less like the person who has it figured out in his life, but he's a chronic womanizer who can't find any little opportunity and not jump on it to see how he can explore the women folk. So the 3 of them find themselves in a society where, things happen to them and they find themselves in their own individual different paths that led them to their own self-discovery.
What's the problem this time? Because every single time you come in very late, you just keep your face like this. What is the problem?
I'm tired. I'm just tired. My work is stressing me out, and after work, I had to go home, not just to change my clothes, but to have a meeting with the boss. And that girl will not spare a bloody moment to have a fight with me. She fights with me all the time over every single thing. I'm tired. No, I cannot keep living like this.
It's an adventure. It's a thriller. It's a mixture of one or two other genres. You have love, and you have mystic. Imagine them finding themselves underwater and engaging with people they thought were non-existent for the past 3,000 years. So it's something it's a story that is engaging, and we hope that this is what will redefine storytelling in the industry as time goes on.
I love almost everything about the costume. In fact, when I read the script, it was something that I wanted to do. I had a connection with everything concerning Jabalata. And then when I realized that the Queen Mother had other 7 queens under her rule, in fact, that just got me. That was just the whole thing. I could just imagine costuming 7, not just 7 queens, with the Queen Mother, 8 queens at the same time. It got my mind rolling. I got excited. I became one with the movie, in fact.
God.
Before we talk about living in peace with your race,
While we were
while we are working on living in peace with your race.
Science. And action.
Hello guys, hi, my name is Rachel Isaac, and I play the character Acolyte in the movie Jabalata.
Access granted. Visit the doctor as soon as possible. Your sugar level is low.
Thank you, Aris.
You're welcome.
Characterization was basically influenced by the purpose. Apart from telling the story as it was as an adventure, we also wanted a situation where we could send out various messages that highlights us as a people and what we stand for. I saw an opportunity for us to talk about rape. I saw an opportunity for us to talk about the importance of women in society right from the ages of time. I also saw an opportunity to talk about little bits of our culture here and there and how they connect in different forms. And of course, we could not, we can't forget about the fact that we also try to take on the challenge of applying technology to some of the mystic things that we see in our Nollywood. Most of the time, especially when you have this disappearing art, intertwining with the mystic world, you don't really find situations where you have logical explanation of how it happened. You just see it happened, and then the audience is left to imagine whatever happened in between. But we thought it's time to also try to explain a lot. It's not everything that is miracle. Some things are logically and scientifically displayed. So with all of this in mind, it helps us to visualize the kind of characters that we need for the movie. So for instance, Abraham played the Queen Mother of the underwater world. She's an eccentric character. She's somebody that has a unifying figure somehow. And we saw it as an opportunity to portray her in that role, even though it's not her usual forte of comedy. But you need to see it. She killed it. She was on point. She showed a different side of her act that shows that she is really a professional in the business of acting. And Wofai Father played the role of an orator. Of course, this is somebody who naturally exudes entertainment, exudes party, and no, it was right in place to to picture her in that character. Eddie Watson has played a few roles that has to do with the mystic and adventure. And of course, we had to key him into that. A whole lot of indigenous acts were also involved. The fact that we wanted to portray culture and promote people required that we need to use the people that we are promoting in some of all those features. So the purpose of the movie basically influenced the characterization.
When I read through the script, I was thrilled. I was thrilled. I fell in love with the script, and I made up my mind that I was going to do it. So I got the character that I wanted to that I was to play, and I started making my research and building my character, mannerisms that will follow suit. Spoke with the director and the producer, and they made me understand that they also had in mind or have in mind to do something very different from the normal Nollywood style of making film.
Man, talk about the mamacitas. You know where I'm coming from.
Bro, I swear to God, one thing I don't want to hear right now is anything good about the female folk. It's definitely very hilarious, very, very hilarious. And for the first time, Nigeria is giving you from Nollywood one of the best CGs you've ever seen. This is a movie I can assure you, paying a fortune to go see, you will not regret it. It's a movie you want to recommend to your unborn child and, if possible, your grandfather that is late.
What I love about my character is how exquisite and how calm and how powerful she is. Yes, in most of the scenes that I did, even before I read the script, before we started filming, I liked the fact that she had so much control and power, and then she exuded that with ease. Because there's some scenes that you would watch, you'd see that even when the world was literally going crazy, she still maintained control and power. So I like the fact that she's exquisite, she's sexy, you think she'd be soft on the outside, but she has so much control over everything that she should fret about. Yeah, so the control, the power, and the exquisiteness, yes, definitely.
Incoming. Unidentified systems destroyer approaching.
Activate defense mode level 6 and get ready to maneuver on my command.
Copy that.
What is happening?
Hold on steady. Incoming impact. Everything will be alright.
Okay, the biggest challenge was when I first came across the script, I liked the character until I was told that I was going to be shot on green screen. You know, the imaginary idea behind some of the things. You know, there's some things where I don't know if a lot of people would understand this, but there's some scenes where you know that, yeah, you're supposed to be in a car and yeah, the car is supposed to swerve a certain way, just so I don't give out too much. Imagine that you're not actually in a car. And you just have to imagine that the car is swerving in your head, and then so you're just you're caught between, oh, okay, is this the reaction? Is this going to come at the same time that I get the reaction? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing now? Yeah, and then just expect and believe that the editors and the VFX people know what they're doing and it will come out great. Yeah, so my biggest challenge is trying to work with the imaginary stuff and everything that happened on the script. Yeah, bringing it to life, definitely.
God!
We started this project roughly 12 months from today, and it's been a roller coaster ride. A roller coaster ride in the sense that we are trying to change the narrative, how stories are being told in Nollywood. We want to bring something very, very different from what everybody has been seeing. That's why we took the time, the patience, and everything to design the project Jabalata. And well, let me not talk too much. When the movie's out, you can see for yourself that so much was put into it to make it come out the way it is. It's a very simple story, an adventure story. But let me leave everything for you to watch the film. Then you actually understand why Jabalata stands out from every other film that is being shot in Nigeria. we shot Jabalata in Uyo and in Lagos. Now, shooting Jabalata is a movie that requires 50% of Jabalata was on location and 50% was on VFX. So we needed to have a sophisticated studio that had everything that we needed. So we went around the whole country looking for such studios, and at the end of the day, where we could get such a studio was actually in Lagos. We saw a couple of studios, but we ended up going for Kuga Studios, which houses some of the very big scenery where we could actualize the biggest palace scene that you will be seeing in the Nollywood movie.
Action!
Great people of Atlantis! Hey! Please welcome Queen Omambala, Mystic Archery and Vein of the
Boy, make una wait make she finish wetin she dey talk before una react. She don talk all around.
Great people of Atlantis, help me welcome Queen Omambala, the Mystic Archery and Vein of the Dark Race.
Nigeria is a place of, we will say it's a heterogeneous environment. It's a mix of cultures. And however we try to differentiate each other, we always intertwine. So the concept of using some major tribes in the underwater is basically influenced by the fact that we are one people, whether we like it or not. And with irrespective of the differences, we always find a point where we converge. That's why you have the government, for instance, try to portray that unity with Festac, Festival of Art and Culture, and you have our Independence Day celebrations that try to use those opportunities to showcase what Nigeria stands for. And we also felt since we are having a broad audience, it's also a good thing to use it to showcase the unity that binds us together and makes us strong as one. We didn't portray every possible culture in Nigeria, but these ones are major and cuts across, and somehow everybody finds a way to intertwine. And we have beautiful culture. So what better way than to portray it now for people outside to see our showcase?
Project Jabalata is a project that brings alive people's culture. Right now, we're talking about the Ibibio culture. Maybe the next project Jabalata might be for the Igbos, it might be for the Shikiris, it might be for Edo. I don't know, but wherever the wind blows us to. But for now, we're talking about the Ibibios, and we're making sure we bring out the true origin. Culture, we tell it well because we went to the real source to get the information and the materials we use in doing this.
Etem, aduang tong ken tong kene. Akpo so idom biak. Abrembre wa ke wasi wa fo.
Ase wo on the chombo.
No me yang fo.
We had our designer work for more than 8 months. Okay. The designer designed all the costumes. Each single costume you see in that movie was actually designed specifically for this project.
Ooh, wow. Plenty challenges. Oh my God, from sourcing for fabric that would fit each queen that I wanted to represent, to finally getting to set, and during production I get to find out from the VFX guys that some of the fabrics I used were going to affect our green background. So in fact I had to come up with a solution. It wasn't easy, but then I think I I did. I finally got a solution and I was able to do it. Let me just say, but the challenges were, I just can't just start naming them one after the other. Being that is a first for me, but I learned a lot of stuff anyway, and it's challenging. It's an experience, and it's an experience that I loved. Initially, of course, I wouldn't love it, but now thinking about it, it was something that I loved. Yes, and I'm glad I did it.
Now tell me about your love life.
My love life is as vague as the oceans.
Amazing. I could go on and on and on. You know, when I first came across the costume and then they brought me and said, this is what you're wearing, I was like, okay. I thought I was going to be in like maybe a dinner dress. But when I was fully clothed and I wore everything, the jewelry, made my hair, you guys can see my hair, of course, made my hair, did my makeup. I was like, what? Who is this girl? Like, oh my goodness. I mean, you guys, I hope that as you guys can see me, you can see my costume on the side. Yeah. This is not my real face. That is my real face. So the costume is everything out of this world. Yeah.
Communicate with him. Damn! Look at me. Damn! How could you miss that? Activate another attack like that. See? You understand what I'm saying? Let it show in your eyes.
One of the challenge of telling a story is technology, manpower, and knowledge of technology. We also faced that on set, and you have situations where people visualize things in their own way. But however, we had a set plan. It's not as if the set plan was foolproof, but as time went on, we found ways to manage it. The story is set in the storyteller's head, and the director has to sync with it to be able to tell it the way it is in the storyteller's head. The director was able to deliver and was able to also manage the cast as well. Coupled with planning, trying to integrate the aspect of CGI, chroma, visual effects, and all of that. We just managed to be able to do it and come out and be a little bit different from what we see and everywhere in Nollywood. You know, Nollywood thrives on big names and all of that, but we wanted to thrive on something new. And I believe this is something that people will like. And I also believe that the way people will resonate with it, it will redefine storytelling in the industry.
What I have to say about the costume, well, looking at everybody in the studio, I can just imagine how much they've invested in costume because everybody's looking glamorous. I mean, just look at what I'm wearing. I was so excited, I've stained myself. Everybody is so glamorous. The materials look very expensive. Look at all these accessories. They spent money on this movie, so you guys, you better watch it. Better look out for it.
And your eyes, I don't want your eyelids moving up and down.
So we just had to work with the very best. And if you see the equipment for us to achieve the VFX sequence very well, we had to get the very best of lights, very best of grip equipment, very best of sound, very best of everything, just to see us get what we wanted. And it didn't just end there. We also had to work with the best actors you can find here in Nigeria. You know, someone like Tony Abraham, she's been very visible. Someone like Wofai Fada, she's been very visible. Someone like Rahama Sadao, she's been very visible. Kepi Ekwenyong, Okon Lagos, a couple of all of them that I can't go on mentioning. Eddie Watson, Chooks Chai, and Samson. A lot of them all brought in their A game to this project to see that it comes out top notch. It comes out something that we all should be proud of. You know, by the special grace of God, I've done a couple of big movies, but I think this one stands out of everything I've done. It took everything from me. Everything. The only thing it never took from me was my blood. But it took everything from me. Psychologically, creativity, everything. But the beauty of making a good project, you know, like Jabalata, is the feeling you now get after you finished. Our crowd we had extras, we had more than 100 extras. The extra general extras in this film are close to 500 extras I had in this project. You know, both the extras were shot in Uyo and the extras were shot on the green screen. So, and you know what it means, controlling extras. But all in all, it was really worth the stress. And when you watch the film, you actually attest to it that it was something worth all the pain and the stress.
In the real world, if I were to compare this character to who I am, who Rachel is, I would say some of the similarities would be me wanting to help people out of any situation, and we die here. That is how we're similar. We die here, I help you, carry your matter for her till the end. Even if it's going to cost your life, we are going to get here and die here. Get to the last, resilient, you persist to see that you get this person out of the trouble that they are faced with. Yeah.
We have Rahama Sadao from Kaduna, the northern girl that is the beautiful northern girl that everybody seems to love. We have Toyin Abraham from Lagos State. Toyin is well known in the industry. We have the Watson Jr., we have Chooks Chikes, we have Ime Bishop, popularly known as Okon Lagos. We have Wofai Fada, we have Ebiwari Etuk, we have Samson, and a couple of new faces too, because we also wanted to portray new characters. We have Rachel, who was also in the wedding party. It's a mixture of characters that people would like to connect with.
My name is Ime Bishop Omo. You all call me Okun Lagos. Take it again. My name is Ime Bishop Omo. My fans call me Okun Lagos. I'm playing a team on the set of Jabalata. I make it. Aba senyor injezene yini bararonya. Anam ba senyor merenjenze yini bararonya ngamba.
Ana maru ana karara wan bosu na ogubo.
Etim is he's one of a kind. He's a very irresponsible man, husband, who is so overbearing, overtly, extremely irresponsible. Overtly, extremely irresponsible. And he's the black sheep of the community, goes around perpetrating crimes and causing a lot of problems and heartache to his very loyal and loving wife.
Ema yere ma gere dara mo nyonga burundro ifan stiene fere ndegeri ba ga siere arori iro sen diang bam fan u yemen diang bam
ko fu ko ngunno ko
no ngi nga gere ise u de mendiria
amin ke bondan mo kong tem diria afaka wa man no ko tem diria ko yeke min siari fiambo yang men ke nyam kudwa man bendem pondiria nditem
Nasir Gajo! Ana fosia rivia. Aga ganyam. Ndina ridem diria. Ajaman nomin Obed.
The story is definitely one of the factors in choosing a location. When you think of a getaway place in Nigeria today, a few places come to your head, but at least I'm very sure that among those few places, you mentioned Uyo. Uyo is seen as a tourist haven. At some point, if you have not been to Uyo, you don't seem to have traveled in terms of relaxation. There are a few other places like that in Nigeria, but Uyo is a brand that we believe in. Uyo tourism is a brand that we believe in. And it was apt that the key characters who in the story lived in Abuja would prefer to go to a serene place like Uyo to go and let the daily activities and their stress go away. With the belief that when they come back, they will also feel fresh. Not minding the fact too that Chike, who is in the character, who is a womanizer, already has this perception of Uyo as a haven of beautiful women. It's not it's a known secret that Uyo is a haven of beautiful women, but Uyo is also a haven of more beautiful things. More wonderful food, hospitality. Their culture is unique. It resonates with the aquacross and all of that. And this was instrumental in crafting the major set as a getaway. But as you get into the story, you see the transposition. You see how the character moved from one place to the other in the country.
He said he wants to see the girl.
I can't wait to change Linda.
Can't wait to change the girls.
I cannot come and give myself back.
We're here for vacation, bro. What's up?
Bro, the last time I tried that, I almost died.
Are you they make the soup to find face and you be less with you? Girl, I want you. Now you. The way you set it past mommy, what a painting now on you. Baby, everything now you. Oh, no.
Yes, we have original soundtracks that we also try to use it to promote up-and-coming musical people. There is a new trend, a new guy in Akwa Ibom known as Libra. I love his sound. His sound is good. He did some soundtrack for us there. We had Mish with his popular Akwa Ibom Yaya, whose soundtrack was also on the production. And we are careful to ensure that the sound reflects with the set, though it is not an Akwa Ibom story. It's a Nigerian story that resonates with both the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Igbos. You have Queen Omambala, who is the Igbo. You have Queen Noya, who is typical Yoruba. You have Queen of the Dark Race, which is a core northern state. You have Queen Kada, which is a core northern state. And then you have the Queen from the Calabar Rivers and all of that. A whole lot. It's a mixture of beauty and adventure.
Every time you look at the woman you love, you fall in love over and over again.
The Queen Mother, for one, it was so interesting creating her cape. I've always wanted to do that, so it gave this was an opportunity for me to bring out a Queen Mother or a queen in that form. It was the highlight for me, creating her crown, her headpiece, to the cape, to the ball gown and all that. And then I love Queen Omambala.
Happy welcome, Queen Omambala, the mystic archery and veil of the dark race.
Something that was just it came easily for me. I flowed with that costume, and I loved everything about it, the color of the fabric, the style that I used there, and then fitting it into her character was awesome. I also loved Queen of the Black Race. Wow, that was an interesting character. Queen of the Black Race, amongst all the queen, is almost like I wouldn't say she's the wicked queen, but I guess she just has this uncertain, unsecure attitude and all that towards people. So representing her was something big for me, to creating her crown that will fit into her dress, everything. And then the stylist, the hairstylist, the makeup, they really helped me a lot to bring out that I also love the water, the queen of the sea, goddess of sea, I think so. Her costume was also interesting. I had to relate it to the priestess, the Oshun priestess and all that. So I got a lot of inspiration from there. I loved her fabric. The Queen Isaleko, it was quite challenging. I didn't know how to represent her. I was a little bit confused at all from sourcing for the fabric. The fabric, first of all, gave me an issue. I wanted something that would really represent her in a strong way and all, but I ended up with something, and I guess it came out well and
Like I said, we had people from the communities that we used. We had masquerades in the production, and these are not masquerades that are more like acts. These were the real masquerade invoked to the spirit of the masquerades, and how we're able to manage that aspect of it is even more spiritual than physical. But we delivered, and we thank God for that.
Oje, back egbe. Oh wow. Go, babio. Babio. Animbo jack. Oje bari egbe. Oh wow. Ayero.
Every Ibibio man, every Akwa Ibomite, every Nigerian, every African, every foreigner that loves culture should watch Jabalata.
I kept on telling myself, despite the challenges, that I wasn't going to break. I was going to go ahead till the end of this thing. I started it, and I'm going to see the end. I made them my queen. I called them my queen. I had to be one with them. So that passion, that drive kept me, the love for what I do kept me moving. You should expect style. You should expect history. You should expect inspiration from there. You should expect passion for my work. This is Mascoteda. Go and watch Jabalata. Trust me, you won't regret it.
I would like you to go watch it and see what the climax is. You won't believe what you will see eventually. And like I said, it's the first of many Jabalata series. If I may chip in, we already have Jabalata Dark Rising in the works. And if you see Dark Rising, you may love it more than Journey to Self in terms of quality, in terms of action, delivery, and everything, and even in terms of cultural mix. But the foundation is set in Journey to Self. You have to be in there to take a leap into the future with us. And the climax is something that is better seen than you are told. You better experience than being told.
We are actually filming in a rural community, and I just love everything here. It brings you very close to nature. Okay, I love the serenity. Everywhere is green, it's peaceful, it's calm, and then it provides that extra inspiration that makes you hit that artistic gear that maybe you never thought you had. I'm loving and feeling good around this place. And to my fans, I come back to you now. Thank you for being there and supporting me, supporting my brand, the brand of Okun. I thank you for standing with me, Kilpa, and supporting this brand. And I know by the time this film is out, you are going to form a long queue and go and support me, support Jabalata, support this film and support everything I do. In Jesus' name. And I end with NN. And I consolidate it. What? Me.
I want to say, look out for this movie. This is one that you should watch. If just by reading the script, I'm so excited to see it. I know that there are things that I will see that I did, and I'll be like, okay, when did this happen? So I cannot wait to watch with you guys. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I cannot even wait to see it, so you should know how big it will be. Jabalata is coming with a bang. You guys are not ready. It's coming like bang, da da dang.
As I dey wake now, so my hustle starts. Angry man is different from a hungry man, oh. I dey para for the money where dey for my account, oh. Plus the hunger where dey wire man, oh. Yeah, confidence is primary, oh. Yeah. Happiness is necessary, yo. No go die for Biangeri. Yeah, if you ready, come and tell you. Brother, local man, you cannot can. Jabalata. Sister, local man, you cannot can. Jabalata. I no fit kill myself, oh. Cannot can. I cannot can. I cannot can. Jabalata. As a local man, you cannot can. Jabalata. As a local man, you cannot can. Jabalata. I no fit kill myself. I no fit boko. As a local man, you cannot can. Jabalata.
Hey. All the non girls and the non boys. Let's dance.
Number one on the ebo.
Award.
Omeka naya, oh we could go, I could be